Well, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon or good evening, depending on when you're listening. This is Mark Edelman, speech language pathologist, and I want to share with you 10 tips to help people with a moderate to profound aphasia speak better. Now, these are tried and true methods, and these are just foundational principles that anyone who helps another person talk who's got aphasia, if you know these things, then you'll do a better job helping them talk. Okay, the first thing is that what an aphasia is, it's a diminished ability to use language. It's a diminished ability to understand language, and it's a diminished ability to express language. So, how is language expressed? Well, it's expressed in writing and it's expressed in speaking. So usually both are affected. In addition, it's a problem related to comprehension. So people with aphasia often have difficulty reading, and they also have difficulty comprehending what people are saying. So, if you want to know the first thing to help people with aphasia, it's make sure that what you say to them is short, slow, and simple. The same thing if you want them to read anything. Start out with very, very simple either letters or single syllables. Very simple. Don't try big words. Don't try phrases and sentences. Just see if they can say small words after you, that's one word, and see if they can write a word after you. And it might be good to have them repeat a word, and if they can do that, then have them write it. And you can do that every day. Okay, that's number one. Number two, when you speak to the person with aphasia, and if you're trying to help them talk, make sure that you're on the same level with them. Make sure that they're looking right into your eyes. Make sure that they see your lips. And a perfect distance is about 3 feet. So make sure that you position yourself whenever you speak to them so that they understand you. Make sure that you position yourself about 3 feet away and make sure that you're on the same eye level and mouth and lip level as they are. They will understand you better if that is arranged. Number 3, make sure again that you are lined up eye to eye, mouth to mouth. You're both sitting down. Try not to be moving around a whole lot because it's more difficult to comprehend what another person is saying if you're moving or if you're trying to do something at the same time. Make sure that you stop. Make sure that you sit down. Make sure that you get on the same level as they do. When you speak to them simply or when you want them to repeat a word after you, please do that. Number 4, make sure that you start out very simply. The basic unit of speech is the vowel. It's the easiest sound of speech to mimic or imitate. So start out there. See if they can imitate a vowel. And if they can do that, then see if they can imitate a single syllable. Now, what's a single syllable? A single syllable is a consonant and a vowel. So, like, for instance, the word no, or the word yes, or hi, or bye, or why, or milk, or Coke. All of those words are single syllables. Only try to have them mimic that first. But as I said before, start with a vowel, then a single syllable. If they can do vowels, if they can imitate vowels, then try a single syllable. Okay. If they can't imitate vowels or single syllables, if they can't mimic it, okay, then what I'm going to ask you to do is you're going to need special help. You're going to need a therapist that knows something about how to help a person with apraxia. Now, apraxia is a very complex speaking difficulty, but a good speech pathologist can break it down, and he or she can figure out where to start. Usually with an apraxia, you don't start at a word level. You have to start at a sound level, and you have to make sure that they can produce sounds and imitate sounds. Not words, sounds, like the vowels, or the consonant sounds, or counting. Okay, number 6. If you're the speech model, if you're helping the person talk, then what I'm going to suggest to you is that make sure that you model the speech you're going to be giving it and say the words loudly and clearly and slowly. Only start at a single word level and stay at the single word level until they can do that for almost any sound or any word that you give them. Once you do that, then you can expand to 2 words. And make sure that they can repeat the sounds and the syllables after you. And if they can't, remember they probably have an apraxia, and you're going to need some specialized mentoring or tutoring from an expert to help you learn what to do. It's doable, apraxia. However, many therapists don't like to do apraxia because it may be too much time, and some people just haven't been trained in that method for apraxia. The next number is, hey, if you say a word or a sound and a word, and they can't do it, please remember never to say no. But if they have trouble saying a word or a sound after you, never say no, just repeat it. So just say something like, well, I'm going to say that again, and I want you to repeat after me. That's all. Don't say, no, you messed it up again, or anything like that. Just if you have them imitate a vowel or a single syllable or a word, and they haven't done it, just do it again and see if they can copy what you say again. And if they can't, then shorten the word or say it more loudly or clearly. Number 8. One of the things that caregivers have wrong, and many therapists have wrong, is that they expect the person with aphasia, once you teach them a word, they expect that person with aphasia to repeat it automatically, and they get disappointed or upset when they've spent time stimulating a word, and a few minutes later they might say, now what's this? What's this? And the person with aphasia might not be able to know or be able to pull it up. Well, that's called recall. Don't worry about recall. As I've often said, recall will occur. What you have to do is you have to keep repeating the word, having them repeat it after you in the context of the situation. That means if in the morning it's time for coffee and you're preparing coffee, then you say coffee if they can say that, and have them say it after you. Now, that means every morning, whenever you give them coffee, you say coffee and have them repeat after you. All right? Don't worry about when they're going to be able to ask you for that by themselves. They will. And they will when it's time. So until that time, you keep repeating the words that the person needs, and when that person is ready, they'll say it all by themselves. But you can't hurry it up. You can't try to facilitate it. Just keep working. Model the word, have them repeat it in the context of the situation until they can say it automatically. Okay, number 9. Make sure that those words that you're repeating, make sure that the person with aphasia needs those words. Don't waste your time on words that the person is never going to say, like sheep or dog or cat or whatever it is. If a person doesn't have a cat or a dog, then it's silly to have them repeat words like that. Only take the words that are in the person's environment. Only take the words that the person may need to say. Don't waste your time on a lot of words that just are not significant for the person. And I think I've told you about one caregiver who said to me, I can't believe the therapist that I'm working with. They have me working on toothbrush and my husband doesn't have any teeth. And they have me working on hairbrush when he doesn't have any hair. And the therapist has him saying sports like basketball or football, and he doesn't even like sports. Well, see, don't waste your time with that. Only work on words that are significant and important to the person you're working with. And lastly, learn a system. Learn a method to help your loved ones speak better, like the teaching of talking. This is Mark Idelman, speech-language pathologist. I've reviewed with you 10 simple principles that I'll also have written underneath this video. And also underneath this video will be a link to our new website at teachingoftalking.com. Please click on that and get on our mailing list so that you can receive free videos every week and free blogs. And there's also a survey at the bottom of the video. Please fill that survey out and send it along to me. And if you'd like some personal mentoring to help your loved one speak better, just fill that out and send it along to me, and I'll return word to you before you could say Jack Sprat could eat no fat. And we'll set up a consultation if I think that your person would be a good candidate for mentoring. And if you'll be a good candidate for mentoring. Not everybody is, but I'll contact you anyway. Fill that out. I'll contact you, and I'll make a couple of recommendations, either to speak with me personally, or I'll make another recommendation to you. So this is Mark Idelman, speech-language pathologist. Been a speech pathologist for over 45 years, and I'm a specialist in aphasia and aphasia therapy, and hoping that I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.